Imagine the days when refrigerators were large blocks of ice, and small elevators were used to transport dishes between floors. Today we will look at 10 outdated features of old houses that have sunk into history. 1. Refrigerator. By the advent of electric refrigerators, freezers were commonly used to keep food cold. These non-mechanical refrigerators, also known as cold storage freezers, gained popularity in the early 20th century. The cold rooms consisted of a large block of ice placed in a compartment at the top, while cold air circulated downwards, cooling the products in the lower compartments. They were constructed with hollow walls lined with materials such as tin or zinc and filled with insulating materials such as cork, sawdust or straw. The cold rooms required regular replacement of ice, which was usually bought from the iceman. They allow you to store food for longer without using other conservation methods, such as smoking or drying. 2. Transom windows. Transom windows, usually located above doors in older buildings, served as functional elements before air conditioning and heating systems became widespread. These windows could be opened to let in fresh air and ventilate the room, while maintaining safety and privacy. Located above, they also provided additional natural light into the room without compromising privacy. Opening transom windows required the use of special tools called transom operators. In addition to their functionality, transom windows added a unique architectural detail to the buildings. 3. The cabinet. In the 18th and 19th centuries, having a living room in a house meant social status. The living room, often called the best room in the house, was elegantly decorated and served as a place for important family events. Here, families hosted guests and showed off their best furniture and works of art. The living rooms were reserved for occasions such as weddings, births and funerals, to keep the living room clean and ready to receive visitors. It was often kept closed when not in use. The living rooms usually had comfortable armchairs, sofas, and sometimes even a piano for musical entertainment. As homes developed and televisions and other forms of entertainment were introduced, the living room gradually transformed into what we now call the living room. 4. Servants' quarters. The servants' quarters were specially designated rooms in large houses where domestic staff lived and worked. These premises were common from the late 17th century to the early 20th century. In smaller houses, they were often located in basements or attics, while in larger houses there were separate wings or blocks designed to accommodate servants. The purpose of these rooms was to keep the staff in close proximity to their duties, while remaining out of sight of the main premises of the house. The servants' quarters provide insight into the social dynamics and class differences of the past, highlighting the differences between wealthy homeowners and their servants. 5. Washbasin. Before indoor plumbing became commonplace, washbasins were indispensable pieces of furniture in homes. Made mainly of wood, such as mahogany or walnut, washbasins were designed to accommodate sinks and jugs of water. These small tables or cabinets on legs served as a place where people could wash in the morning or before going to bed. Basins and jugs were used for hygienic purposes in the absence of sinks and running water in houses. As indoor plumbing became more common, the need for sinks and jugs decreased, making them less common in modern homes. 6. Cold chute. Cold trays were an integral part of many Victorian homes, especially before the widespread use of electricity. These trays, usually made of metal, were located in the walls of the foundation. They consisted of a hinged door that opened into an inclined tunnel, allowing coal trucks to deliver fuel for a week. The coal was dumped into a specially designated room in the basement adjacent to the furnace. Even today, black spots from coal residues often remain in these rooms. In houses without coal chutes, workers known as pickers transported coal in wheelbarrows or in bags. In more affluent homes, The Riley stoker was sometimes used, a device that transported coal directly from the bunker to the furnace without manual shoveling. 7. Handle and tube wiring. Wiring by means of handles and tubes was an early method of electrical wiring used in buildings from the 1880s to the 1990s. It included single insulated copper wires running through cavities in the wall or ceiling, supported by porcelain insulating tubes and handles to hold the wires in place. Pen and tube connection gained popularity due to its cost-effectiveness compared to other methods available at the time. However, it had limitations, such as the lack of a protective grounding wire and vulnerability to mechanical damage, as the demands on electricity in homes have increased over time. The wiring with handles and tubes has become outdated and has since been replaced by more modern and safer wiring systems. 8. Milk doors. Milk doors were ingenious devices that could be found in old houses and that facilitated the daily delivery of milk. In an era when not everyone had refrigerators, families received fresh milk right at their doorstep. These small insulated doors were built into the walls of houses and apartments. The milkman brought in milk from the outside, and homeowners could get it from the inside without opening the front door. This ensured convenient and safe milk delivery, especially in the early morning hours, when residents were still asleep. Milk doors are now considered a nostalgic feature of old houses, as the practice of delivering milk has declined significantly with the proliferation of refrigeration and the advent of grocery stores. 9. Dumbwaiter kitchen elevators were small freight elevators used to transport goods and food between different floors of a building. They were especially common in large houses and mansions in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The kitchen elevators were a small enclosed trolley that moved vertically between floors, usually powered by a pulley system. They were mainly used to transport dishes, plates, and other items from the kitchen to the dining room or other areas of the house. Kitchen elevators made it easier for servants to carry heavy loads and reduced the need to move upstairs. With the advent of modern kitchen designs and improved transportation methods, kitchen elevators have become less frequently used in residential buildings. 10. Draw the rails. It was a smart and elegant solution for displaying paintings in old houses. These rails were decorative moldings that ran along the walls, usually under the ceiling. Using hooks and wire, homeowners could easily hang their paintings on these rails without making holes in the plastered walls, which were prone to damage. In addition to their practicality, the picture rails gave the rooms a touch of decor. They were especially popular in homes built in the 19th and early 20th centuries, reflecting the combination of functionality and style that people sought in their homes during that era. If you like this American Rewind video, go ahead and watch the following. And don't forget to like and subscribe, it really helps the little channel.